about 40 minutes early. But I just got done wrestling with something in City Skylines. I like the game City Skylines. Like, I was really tempted to actually keep on playing it. I had a bug last night that... No, I didn't have a bug. I screwed up my own game. So I was like trying to figure out how to fix it. Because after this stream, that's what I like to play. So, look how close we are. Look how close this puppy is. You may not see it, but we actually have... Well, obviously we have the palace. We've got to do the palace. But we're going to do that tomorrow night, okay? Hills and farms. And I'm actually going to start with the farms. And then we're going to go to the hills. Because the hills are going to be a little bit more tedious. And I am going to demonstrate why the hills are a little bit more tedious. Because we are going to do this type of thing. This is me demoing tedium. And let's just make sure our bush is right, our bush is good. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the hills like this. And anywhere that there would be a little bit of shadows, like from this edge here, like so, just like with the sun, almost imagine the light hitting from the northwest there. So all of the other slopes get a little bit of this type of love. And I'm going to zoom out in a second, you'll be able to sort of see what I'm talking about. And I don't think it'll be like too long doing this. But it's definitely gonna be a little bit of repetitiveness, and I might actually slide some of these to grey. Let me show you what this looks like right here. I'll do a little bit of this maybe, a little underneath there. You see how that really emphasizes the shadow of the decline of the ridge? And then actually, if we went one stage further and we went like towards a little bit of light here, and then we did like this, like on the edge where maybe the sun would hit it, like particularly here, this is all on the other side of the edge there. Maybe a little bit of this here too, like so. Okay, we're not going to do it all. We're not going to do it all. But this gives you an idea about what we're going to have to do later on. I actually want to do the farms, and I think we're actually going to start the farms in a similar colour to what I've got going on here. But it's going to be like this, okay? Let's zoom out. There. It's going to be that type of thing that we've got to do. And I think that really adds a huge sense of elevation and increasing levels. But for now, we're going to do this. We're going to do these guys. There's way too much green going on over here, and I'm going to break it up. But I think we're going to do some cornfields. I think we're going to do like yellows, very pale sort of tans, near whites, some brown, some fields going fallow. They call it fallow, right, when they're rotating the fields and stuff. That's what we're going to do right here. Give a sense of some crops, but it'll create a nice little sort of patchwork quilt-like affair. That's what I want. So and we'll do it on this layer. We'll do it on this layer. I want to actually create different textures and stuff too when we do this. Different patterns. So this one we're just gonna follow like the plough lines a little bit. Something like this. Then over the other side there, let's slide this little puppy towards our brown. Like a little bit of mud in the fields, right? So let's create a little bit of mud. I see this is like an orchard, right? So let's get some kind of dry bits in the orchard here. Let's get a little drier. And then we're going to hit that tree layer up. Colouring. Where are my trees? Where are my trees? There they are, right up the top there. Okay. Well, we're not going to do green. We're going to do like, how about a vibrant red? Nice strong red. Always do a little bit of highlight, a little bit of low light. And you were an absolute disaster. There we go. And a little bit of low light. I don't know how you managed to get to be green, but we're fixing you right now. There we go, like a little sort of cherry orchard or something like that. That's pretty. Okay, then I think we'll do yellow up here, so it's not adjacent, and then maybe we'll do fallow here. So yellow right there. Picking these colours partly because at least semi in the hemisphere of correct for a field, but also I want that contrast. So we're gonna do these hedgerows, don't we? Need to make sure we come back to the hedgerows. Okay, so yeah, I want contrast. We've got lots of green in this area. We're going to be adding some rock on those hills that you can see to the top there. So I want something that's going to stand out. I don't really want green fields. Press it pretty lightly so I can let the green underneath bleed through, but not like that. That's my Wacom tablet there. There's something going on. Just momentarily the touch sensitivity just turns off. I think they did an update recently that hasn't been too good, or I just need to reinstall my drivers. Alright. Yeah, that works. That works. Something like that. And you can just see a little bit of the ground bleeding through, so it creates a texture, you know, texture. Brown. Let's do something similar now with our fallow field. Tom Cartas, it's been a while, young man. Happy Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. Cheers, Tom. That's very much appreciated. Honestly, man, I look at other people's work and I'm always jealous because they always seem to make great colour choices. Like really, really, really good colour choices. And I struggle with that. But at least I could try and get the principles down, right? Bleeding through some texture, getting good contrast. That's the miniature painting in me coming out. Alright, fallow. Come on. Let's get a little bit of dirt in this here. Almost like little plough lines, right? I'll take that, that's fine. I'm not gonna do too many like that, but they always had fallow fields. So, well, what are we gonna do with this one right here? I don't want to do yellow, we're right next to yellow. I could, but I want it to feel a little bit different. What if we did yellow with like actual plant shapes in it? Or now let's do something crazy different. Hold on. What if we did? Don't need this right now. What if we did? Don't need you. What if... Okay, crazy time. What if we did something like this? Huh? Yeah, there you go. It's got a very similar to the yellow sort of feel, but it's a completely different texture. I like that one. Gonna come back to the farmer's field in a second. I'm gonna go back to yellow. Hey, GL. What have you been up to, Tom? Anything fun? Tell me you've done something fun. I'm gonna continue like this because I got a feel. I was like, I need to change the angle of this, but we've actually got a field right here that has a different angle. What have you been up to, GL? Anything fun? We are halfway through this week. There it is. There's that little thing. I think I'm okay with it. It's subtle, but I'm okay with it. Here's to just relaxing. Just relaxing is good. Finish up a town map commission, right on, and collaboration with other artists. What are you doing? Can you tell us a little bit about what you're up to? Who are you collaborating with? What's the project? We're definitely going to be coming back to the farmhouses. We're definitely going to make them look more of working yards. I had this vision for these looking like hay fields, you know? Hay or wheat, that type of thing. Is this what you think is a hay field, or is it a wheat field? Where does hay come from? Does hay come from wheat? I honestly don't know. But this is the type of thing I was thinking about. We should probably do another fallow, huh? Let's do the fallow one here, because it will contrast with the path. So let's slide towards white. White? White? Tom says, what is an adventure module for 5e based on 12 labors of Hercules? Right on. Times to release the new Theros book. Lots of writers. Okay, map makers and paper miniature artists involved. That's cool. Hey, JB! JB! Yeah, sure. And by the way, if you ever want to, just do an exclamation info and it should tell you. But let me show you. So it's 300 dpi that I'm drawing it at, and I think it was 24 by 19, so 24 by 19 right there. So if you tell me that you need 8.5 by 11, I always make it a little bit bigger than that, and I tend to nowadays draw double the size. So even the 300 dpi, you shrink it down, you're basically getting 600 dpi if you print it at that scale, right? But this will print at 24. This will print at 48, no problem, and with minor loss of detail. So 24 inches by 19 inches and 300 dpi. That's what this is. Good to see, JB. This is actually working out quite pretty. These farms are actually working out to have more contrast than the other ones on the other side of the map. I like these. They're standing out real nice. Let's do Mr. Fallowfield. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm keeping it way manageable. I've had, I'm gonna say, I've had 3 run-ins with performance on maps before now. Teagle was obviously freaking huge, and adding the layer, the text layer, just broke the map. And I'm running 32 gig of memory, and it was really hurting my machine. Another time is when I had like 2,000 layers. Photoshop did not like that, but that's a different type of problem with a file size. And then the other one was actually I did 600 dpi for Jeff D and his Catalan map. But honestly, I find 600, if the map is too large, actually becomes a real resource hog. Now, I've not tried it recently. I've got a more powerful rig now, but I find 600 dpi on the bigger maps can be a real bitch. So I've got to be careful. So I tend to do 300 to 450 dpi depending on what the client's asking for, and about 22 inches nowadays has been about my stock size that I'm doing. I don't save frequently enough, although I do. I mean, every time you see me like do this, I'm doing a Control S. It's almost like I could do with a little button right on the screen and go save, save, save. Alright, there's my fallow field. Dare I go like red? No, no, no. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hit up my plants again. Yeah, something like that. really want to do white. I think we're going to do a real sharp green. Let's see what this looks like. That bush is actually getting quite large, isn't it? Screw it. Let's just keep forging. This is a fantasy world, and these are fantasy farm crops. I don't know what they are. They're triffids. We have triffids in the field. Yeah, they're big. They're like 20 feet across. I'm going to paint over them a little bit. Or do I just say, fuck it, they're 20 feet bloody plants? I think I'm going to go over them a little bit with a darker green or something. Let's do it that way. Make you just a tad smaller, sir. Just a tad smaller. And then let's try it this way. There you go. I think that looks better. That looks better. Actually, I'm kind of down with them now. Yep, alright, they're big. They're big turnips or something. Actually, I have, JB. Right at the beginning, the first episode, which is like 80 hours ago now, I drew a scale bar. And we're going to be... This is a rough scale bar, but it helped me sort of stay honest on everything. So where's my scale bar? Actually, where on my scale bar, or where on my map was this scale bar? There he is. Look, there's a big scale bar. Now, Alright, this is my scale right here. And this was based, I think, on making the city a mile across, wall to wall. So that's where the original sort of scale came from. Then I did smaller 750, 375, blah, 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 blah. And then we've got the 80 feet here, which means that this is 80 feet, 40 feet, 20 feet. Which means, for example, that farmer's house is about 30 feet like wide and about 40 feet long, which I think in these times it's a decent sized house. That's not a hovel, you know. This guy's here is about 25, 30 feet, you know, in depth. And these triffids are about 20 feet across. Yep. And I did that scale bar right at the beginning, and then we actually did a layer, which was, I don't think I have it anymore, I got rid of it, which I actually drew some buildings to the scale. I drew a hovel, I drew a medium-sized house, and I drew a large, richer house on that scale bar, and occasionally I dragged them down while we were getting our first buildings down, just to make sure they met the scale requirement. So, yeah. I felt I really needed to on this one, man. I mean, a lot of the time I don't, but this is like a metropolis, or I should say, I mean, Rome was obviously bigger, but this is a large city, and so I really wanted to make sure I got the building sizes down. And you know, we started here, we got these down, and once I got the general rhythm, we were fine. And occasionally I dragged the scale bar around, just check what I was doing. And then I started just getting an eye for it on this particular map. Okay, so we have fields. We've got farmer. Alright, so we've got a few places here where maybe they could do with a garden or something. I'm okay with these. I think they turned out okay. So, let's get back to our trusty bush. What else we got here? What colour we got? We've got dark green. Yeah, okay, so this guy's got some cabbages. And we'll give the next guy, I don't know, something red. I don't know what this guy's growing, but it's red. Then I think we'll slide towards a white, and we'll give this guy's growing something in the back garden that's white. Let's slide towards yellow. For this guy. And all I'm doing here, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, this might show on something that's like printed 50 inches across, but these details are not going to really be seen, right? And that's okay, because you see them as just that little bit of texturing. That's all that it is. It's just that little splash of colour. I actually kind of like how that last one came out. I think it's the yellow and the green makes it stand out real good. I'm going to give Clockingham Palace a couple while we're thinking about it. This is Clockingham Palace right here. Oh, we didn't do Clockingham Palace's path. Oh, we should do that right away. Alright, so I'm gonna give them some plants and things. This is a self-contained household right here, okay? They've got their own crops going on. Cool. Weed. Yeah, okay, it could be weed. It could be weed. Alright, Mr. Clockingham. Where do you... where's the main road for you? Probably up there, right? So, you doubtlessly do something like this. No, not like that. That's a terrible shape. Let's come through here. And you probably make your way, generally speaking, around here and the back. Okay. Right, back to the fields. You know, your field. How come no one gave you any love? And arguably so are you, but I'm actually going to slide you towards the fallow. Do those hills in a moment. That's where we're going next, and then we're going to swing our way across. Well, you know, this is a community where they've got the equivalent of beholders hanging out and chilling. They've got a pet kraken apparently in the waters over here. I think they're pretty progressive. Elven, dwarves, in fact they are progressive because they've already said it's multicultural here. When we had Noble Dwarf on as guests, they absolutely said this is a pretty progressive place. So yeah. Should add a broken chariot to the racetrack. that blue actually came out okay, didn't it? Going pretty small here. Going pretty small. I don't think they put chariots, by the way, in this track. They've got steeple jump going on here. Which might explain why there's a dead chariot on here, because he was just cray-cray. He hit the first water jump and came off. We know what it is. Evil medieval. Watch me, boys! Alright, we know he's on there. Oh, these farms came out. Great. Oh, yeah. We were going to do yards. Alright. Ground colour. Back to my happy harbor. And we're going to slide towards mud and gravel just for a moment. These are working yards, right? So I feel like less green, more well-trodden paths. A little bit of that going on over here too. What is this, a bloody English country garden? I don't think so. This is a working community. And then I'm going to slide this towards a little bit of gravel. Just a little bit of gravel. He needs some paths in his yard. We'll fix that now. Little bit of gravel in these front gardens here. That will, I think, do it. Alright, I think the same for you. Good, and then we'll do pale yellow paths. Don't really have to do it as a separate layer, just that's what I've been doing. There we go. Now towards there. And I always like to do like a insinuation of like a little bit of a path going around the actual back of these buildings. There we go. Nice. Alright, so this guy comes in here. This is his. There we go. That's his main path through. This guy actually comes in through here. Wow. I've actually got to take some time to actually reinstall this tablet. Because that's really not right. Okay, now we've got here, this guy does this type of deal. He's got some outbuildings right here. This guy, there's his, I was going to say garage. His barn. There's his barn, and he walks through here, that's there. Cool, I think those are our farms done. Now we're gonna do some hills. And I want these hills to be a little stony. I would, you know, let's start with the light color, the highlights. All right. I showed you at the beginning of the stream my logic for this. This is going to be a little tedious, by the way, just a wiggle bit. Right. But I'm gonna do this hill to show you how awesome the result is, though. It's a step that I have to do. I can't ignore it. I mean, I could. This map is pretty much done. Like if I walked away now and said, yeah, that's pretty good, I don't think anyone would say anything about it except for the not coloured palace. They might go, did you colour that? GL, I'll certainly help you with it. I've actually, I had someone who actually writes to me, you know, fairly often, asking for, you know, advice, how I would approach something. I'll colour a section for him, and I'll go, just like that, and I'll give it back to him. I've got no problem doing that type of thing. I'm gonna go darker. I'm gonna go darker here. That's not showing up enough. There we go. Look how just that little dash of dark green. Wow, could you not just helps emphasize the hills. Okay, if I zoom out a little bit right now, see how that hill just has a little bit more elevation? And by the way, I'm colouring on one layer right now. I don't know if you've noticed that. So theoretically, you could do exactly the same colouring technique on paper. You could. Now, granted, if I screw up, I could do a take back. It's a little harder on paper. But it'd be the same principle. Everything I'm doing right now, I would colour in the same way with pencils. It is the princess! Hi, princess. It's me Jim Jams. That's what this is, polka dot Jim Jams. Princess, because you've been missing a lot, that's where we're at now. We're pretty close. I'm gonna mess about with hills for the rest of the evening, and then tomorrow night I'm gonna colour the palace, and I am gonna stream over the weekend too. Probably Saturday. I'm adding a little white here, not that much freaking white. I'm adding a little white just to get almost a little bit of rock in here, you know what I'm saying? Just to make it look a little drier. I don't want to do that necessarily over here too much because, strictly speaking, that's on the other side of the shadow, so I'm going to stay away from that. But here I could do a little bit. Well, Princess, maybe we'll get to hang out a little bit over the weekend, okay? You've great night, and I hope you've been doing okay. You can tell me all about it over the weekend. Right, still on the ground layer. We're gonna just colour the top of these ridges right now, because then we're gonna do the shadow on the other side of the ridges, right? So we're dealing with highlights first, and then we'll come into those low lights. Not like that, we don't. So what you're seeing is, if you see something like that appear, I'm not pressing that hard, okay? I'm pressing very, very light. But something's going on with my Wacom tablet, and you'll see it occasionally go super hard on the pressure. And I have to assume that that's a Wacom thing and not a Photoshop thing. So I think what I'm going to do, maybe over the next few days, certainly by the weekend, is I'm going to uninstall all of the drivers from my Wacom, and I'm going to reinstall the latest and greatest all over again, clean start. We're going to see if that helps. I actually, it did it right there. In fact, just real quick. There is a brush sensitivity option here, but you see, I've taken it back. I did used to have it over here, but I've actually throttled it back already. So what's click threshold sensitivity max pressure? I don't know what any of this does. Well, let's see. Let's see. Can't do too many highlights over there. Can't do too many highlights. Gotta stay away from it. It's gotta be a low lights. There was one right there. Ah, there was another one. Right. Does that finish the hills on this side? Oh, no, we've got some here. Absolutely does not finish the hills on this side. Ha ha ha, those two can go. Yeah. Great. We're going to do them a batch at a time. We'll finish with this batch, then we'll kind of work on this batch, then we'll work on this batch, and we'll just see how much we can get done tonight. See you, GL. He's probably long gone. Alright, shadows. Good and dark. Also, just even a little bit of shadow underneath the highlight there goes a long way. And I'm kind of trying to follow almost the direction that the lines are going in, right? As we come around to the other side, I can almost imagine the sun hitting it on the other side, which is why I've got the highlights there. So we put our shadows on the other side of it. There we go. Oh, that went heavy. That went heavy. So let's just soften that off a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we got those. Got those. Yeah, that's really beginning to take shape. That I am liking. I'm okay with this. Miss J, good morning to you, young lady. I just got done colouring fields. And I'm now working on hills. That's probably going to be what we're doing for the next hour. Just working on the hills. Seeing how many we can get done. Come on. Come on. I've got to figure out the source of that. It's driving me nuts. Looking pretty good, Faden. Looking pretty good. I'm okay with this. Gotta come back up on the hill there. While we're here, let's get these done. Lovely jubbly. That's too hard. Let's soften that up. There we go. I figure, Miss J, that farmers in, let's call it, olden times, if they've got fertile ground, they're going to use it, right? And they may not necessarily be bound by, you know, fences and things like that. It's like, no, this is my land and I'm just going to plant. And they may mark off some territory where, like, they've got a field that they're going to allow to go fallow for this year or two, but they've got this field over here of something else. But then they hit hills or rocks or infertile ground, natural barriers. So I've always had this theory that there was probably a lot of time where farms were marked out by the terrain to a degree, you know? So that's kind of what I'm doing there. I think we can call those hills done. I think they look pretty good. I'm okay with those hills. I'm okay with those hills. Oh, Miss J, roll 20. You had me on rage and roll 20. What's going on? Once a product I put up is approved and live, you can't edit it. I can't return it to drafts and edit it. I have to send an email to Roll20 team with the edit request and new files, etc., and wait for them to deal with it. I wonder what the logic of that is. So I assume that you're uploading like dungeon maps or something, or battle maps, that type of thing? So if there's a problem or a new iteration or a better version, you can't do shit about it. You have to get them to do it. Alright. I want to just get my head wrapped around the scope of the ones that we're dealing with. Okay, no, I've got it. I got it. I got it. So now we're actually starting with the as I call it, the low lights, and then we're going to have to come back through with the highlights, but both ways work. Both ways work just fine. That's a big splodge of colour. Where did that big splodge of colour come from? Like this here. I must have just like been intending to do like a little bit of a courtyard area or something, but it seems like it's a little large. So Miss J accidentally saved a couple of files as JPEGs when they should have been PNG. Oh, and so it didn't stop you doing that. It just allowed you to make that mistake. Okay. People are buying a faulty file. The shadows are transparent, but you did JPEGs. How have sales been anyway over there? Not that I'm not going on Roll20. This is not a trick question. But, like, has it been working out for you? And have you also considered, like, the other virtual tabletop options, Fantasy Grounds, etc., etc.? Almost done with this section. It's gonna be a lot of hills tonight, folks. A lot of hills. But we knew this yesterday. But when they're done, they will look glorious and we can pat ourselves on the back with a job well done. Alright, let's get these highlights done. I'm glad that it's a worthwhile channel for you, young lady. I mean, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I have anything really much to say about the site's programming in general. I've got to be honest with you. I mean, when I did that Call of Cthulhu game, I stayed away from all of the VTT software just because my particular experiences have not been stellar. I'm hoping that the world that we live in right now is gonna create some competition for the big names, force innovation, force better quality. I think that's the only opinion I have. And as someone who works in the software development industry and has worked in the software development industry for decades, all of them could do with going to some kind of freaking usability class, because all of them are clearly designed by programmers and written by programmers. They're just the only one in this field, and they don't do VTT, but has actually made me happy with the quality of their programming and their interfaces, their user experience overall, has actually been D&D Beyond. I've actually been quite impressed by D&D Beyond. Now, D&D Beyond has added a dice roller, and it looks great. It looks better than Roll20, so it's that type of thing that I hope makes Roll20 go, you know what, guys, maybe we should get our shit together. this working? Is this working? I think this is working, right? I think this is working. I feel like I'm missing bits. I feel like I'm missing like huge sections here. My approach has not been organized. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I bet you could couple Roll20 and Patreon together in a way. I see this a lot on games that I play because I'm a big computer gamer, and like if the game could be modded, like City Skylines, there's plenty of guys out there that are releasing assets for mods, and they have an associated Patreon account. It's like, if you play this game and you like what I'm doing, back me here, encourage me here. I think you could potentially couple something in there where your focus is the VTT industry, and if you like what I'm doing, and if you like the packs that I'm coming out with and the assets I'm coming out with, this is where you can show your love and support. And if you do that, by the way, you know, occasionally you'll get something else that isn't available over here yet. That could be kind of cool. You know, feed off that VT audience because it isn't going away. Alright. Let's do this hill here. And I'm going to see if I can actually do it in this zoomed out position. Hey, Ashikai! Thank you for being in the channel. I gotta be honest with you, if I had like a skill that I felt was, you know, something where I'd churn out 80-hour maps, 100-hour maps, okay? I'm not putting anything on VT, I'm not with any degree of regularity, and I probably never will. I do maps for publishing houses, and if they want to put it on the VTT, go for it. But if I had that skill where I could almost get into, I'm going to call it the game modding mentality, where I'm in a community that's very popular, people are using my mods, and potentially I'm getting their support because of it, I would milk that. Because it's like you create a niche for yourself, you create like a brand for yourself, you create that market for yourself, you know? And it's not going anywhere. That's the beautiful thing. People are always going to be looking for those assets, they're always going to be looking for those maps. Become like a buzzword. It's like, oh yeah, if you want quality maps, give this Jay. I mean, yeah, I think there's huge possibility there. is Phantom Jen in the house? She is. Isn't Unity 3D? That's not my shtick. Like, if I lived my life over, would I consider trying to get better with 3D stuff? Yeah. But that is just so not what I do. But I think there's a similar sort of principle. You've got, you know, this very popular program. It has this constant need for assets, right? This constant audience just lapping up new assets. I think that's a similar principle to what VTT is going to become. And the world we live in right now is just pushing VTT to the forefront. And I honestly don't think that's going to go away. While this is a blip, while this is definitely, you know, a height of usage due to necessity, I think GaryCon and moving forward has changed how people think about VTT. I think it's shown that people can play virtually, and you're going to just get people that are remote to each other saying, well, shit, Frank, we can play. And they know they can play now. This is something that's on their radar. If I could do 3D, I probably would. I probably would. In things like Unity. There's no shortage of people wanting those assets. Faux show. And Phantom Jade, could you be an absolute darling, please, and hook a girl up? Let's see if he notices. Oh shit, that was quick. That was quick. That was fast. Hello. Don't frown at me. Busy doing stuff. Colouring nails. I'm getting the stink eye. No, don't do that. It'll make the computer soggy. Actually, I'll do a whiskey, please. Thank you. Alright, have I got the highlights on all of these hills in this area? I think I have. She says colouring more. So apparently you didn't, did you? You didn't. I think it's gonna look something like that. And something we're not even colouring right now. Okay. Alright, Phantom Jen. Zach wants to talk to Jack. Is he available?
Right now?
Yes, I assume so.
Sure.
Yes, sure. So I guess tell Zach to hit him up on Facebook or something. I'm not sure if Jack's, you can call him, but yes, Jack's available. That's dark enough, right? That little stroke of shadow underneath those highlights just, I don't know, it adds so much. The next time, okay, so the next few maps that I draw can't have hills on them, okay? They've got to be billiard ball flat. I'm kind of done with hills for a while. I guess that's where Necropolis comes in, right? There'll be none of this, none of this. Okay, let's do a little here. This is good. This is good. It's tedious, but it's good. Definitely worth the effort. Alright, I guess we're getting close. I guess. Come on, come on, come on. Wrong side on that one. so let's put that down there. Alright, I've hit save. So we've not got too much more to do. We're going to go 20 more minutes and we're going to see if we can finish these hills. This is what we're currently looking at right here. Then that will leave the palace tomorrow. The palace and actually this area right here. But yeah, I don't think you need to do niche. I just think you could really play to a certain market and get a lot of Patreon support because of it. But I don't think you need to like bind yourself into a niche for all of the reasons you're saying. It looks like I'd actually... Oh, I started the stream on this side. Yeah, Misha, I think you could just keep on doing you. But I'm just sort of saying I think it could be your theme. Or a theme. For the Patreon side. It could be a source of customer for the Patreon side. It's very clear to them who you are, what you're doing. You know? That other people aren't doing. That's the thing. Everyone that downloads something of yours on Roll20 or Fantasy Grounds or any of those becomes a potential supporter because they literally now have just grabbed your product and it's very clear what you do because they literally have it in their hands. Something a little bit different, anyway, just a little bit different. That annoys me. That annoys the crap out of me. Where did you come from? You can bugger off, you can. That's not what we're about here. Ah, come on! so many hills on this map. Holy scamoli. We're happy with this, right? We're happy with this. I might desaturate some of these colours a little at the end. I feel like it needs it a little bit. The palace, definitely doing the palace tomorrow. Let's just get into the weeds a little bit here. Hold on a sec. Hold on. I want to get a little bit of a highlight on anywhere that I feel would catch the sun. Just a wiggle bit. Come on. Oh, come on. What is going on with you here? a sanity check. Let's just do a sanity check. Yeah. Definitely looks drier and stonier to the southwest. That's what I wanted, right? I think tomorrow when we work on the palace, we're gonna actually warm up on the racetrack. I want to do something with the racetrack, and I don't know what it is yet. I want it to pop off the map more. Now, part of it is I do need to actually colour in the fence that is all the way around the racetrack. That is definitely one thing we need to do. But I don't know what else is needed. It may be that the actual racetrack itself, the actual course, needs something. Oh, come on, baby boy. Come on. I think I might reinstall Photoshop and Wacom. I think I might do that. I don't want to lose my brushes. I'd be sad if I lost my brushes. Wait, am I okay with this? I think I am. I may come in and do stronger shadows. I may actually come in and actually add a layer of shadows on the shadow side of the hill, like real strong shadow. I'm tempted to do that. Have I already done these hills? I think I've already done them, right? I've done them. Yeah, I've done them. I've done them. I love this texturing in the center here, by the way, quite a bit. That worked out well. Alright, I think that... I think that's where we're gonna leave it for the evening. I think that's where we're gonna leave it. Tomorrow, racetrack. The racetrack is bugging me. It gets swallowed. It gets swallowed too easily. It's lost. I really want to try and pick that racetrack out. Racetrack and the palace, and I might desaturate the map a little bit. I mean, the left side doesn't seem too bad, but now there's a smidge. I don't know, a smidgeroo. Now this guy right here, this guy will also get a lot of love. This guy has not been escaping my attention. I think we'll work on him tomorrow as well. Yeah, right. We will work on him a lot more tomorrow. We'll get these hills looking real sharp. I think I am going to do a real strong shadow, a big shadow, I should say, on the drop side of these hills here. We're going to experiment with that tomorrow a little bit too. I want this to feel like some serious elevation. So I think so. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to leave it. There was a lot of thinks right there. Save all of your brushes out as a new set and install them afterwards. You know, and yes, I will do that. I will do that. I have something like 3 different locations on my computer where I keep storing my brushes. I keep losing it. But yes, I will do that. I need to actually just have a master set. Like, I like the brush set I've got right now. Save that off. You know, I need to do that. Alright, so this is where we're going to leave it. We streamed for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. This is a good stopping point. I'm going to think about that racetrack a little bit. I want to make that pop. And it may be that colouring in the fence helps. Especially if the fence has got a little bit of drop shadow on there, it will be darker surrounding the race course. But then maybe the race course itself needs to just be a different colour. Maybe we slide it towards white. Add a little white in there, like gravel and shit. Anyway, we will come back tomorrow. We'll pick this up 1800 hours Pacific time, 2100 hours Eastern Standard Time, or Friday Mystery Time. Until then, everyone have an awesome evening, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll figure out the train. This is where the love's gonna go. Tomorrow is Palace Love Day. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. I want to make it this little jewel, the heart of the city. So until then, everyone have a great evening, and I'll see you on the flip side.